Welcome, dear students. Today we'll be discussing about class 5 geography lesson Maps Our Companion. As the name itself is quite suggestive, this lesson is related with the maps, and you know the importance of maps in geography. So it is also called as a companion. Companion means we can say a friend which is useful to us. So how the maps are useful to us and what is the importance of maps in geography, that is discussed throughout this lesson. Here there are certain methods also given about the height of different places. We also call it as elevation. So here are a few methods of elevation that will be discussed. So we'll begin with the lesson. The first part of the lesson deals with the various landforms. You can see in the picture there are number of landforms given in the picture. So here we have mountains, then there are passes, valley, hill, hillock, plain, then river is there, plateau, and valley is also there. So we'll be discussing about these all in short. The first thing is, our first landform is mountains. So you can see the mountains are the landforms which have the more height. They are quite slopey, and afterwards there are passes. Passes, we can say, are the ways that goes towards mountains. We can see these are the roads that are passing through or that are going through the mountains. Then the valleys are there. In mountain areas, the area which is between two mountains is called valley. So we in our country we have valleys like Kashmir Valley, or wherever there is availability of the mountains, definitely there will be valley. In such valley people also live. Those people who preferably are living in the mountainier areas, they live at the places called valley. And then we have hill. Hill is having the less height as compared to mountains, and in even plain areas we can find a little bit hills. And then hillocks are again more shorter as compared to hill. Then we have plain areas. Plain areas are those areas which are not at the much height from the sea level. Their height from the sea level is quite less, or we can say is between 100 meter from the sea level. And then a river is there. We can see the plateaus are there. Plateaus are the we can say their height is again reduced as compared to mountains. They are quite flat. On these areas people can live, like we have plateaus like Deccan Plateau, which is seen in Maharashtra. So most of the part of Maharashtra come under this Deccan Plateau. Here the height of the places is quite more as compared to plain areas, and even people do here herding. They do domestication of animal, and at certain level agriculture is also possible. Then we have seashores. Seashores are the places that are near the seas, where we can say the land is finishing and the sea is getting started. Then we have islands also. Islands, we can say, are the places which are in between, or the land which is seen between the sea or middle of the sea, that we can call as islands. There are number of islands in India. We have Andaman Nicobar, then we have Lakshadweep Islands. Even Mumbai is also made from the islands. There are 7 islands. So we have these various type of landforms, and these landforms can be seen, or these are seen in our country. Almost every type of landform is available in our country. So we have such places which height is more than 8,000 also, and there are some places with 0 meter height. So we have a variety of landforms in our country, right from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. We have a lot of variety, we can say, of landforms, and this landform has given birth to elevation or the height of the places, we can say, and it differs place to place. And we have to know the height of the places for various reasons, so that it can be used, or it can be understood that whether it is useful for agriculture or human settlement and other purposes. So we'll move next. Then the important concept our lesson is maps. So if we take the definition of map, so it can be defined as a map is representation or drawing of the earth's surface or a part of it drawn on a flat surface according to a scale. So here I will explain the concept or the definition of map. So map is what? A representation. Representation means, suppose something we want to express, some information we want to give in the form of drawing. So a map can be used, especially when we want to give information about the places. Then map is mostly used. Then it is a drawing of earth's surface. Also it is a part of drawn on a flat surface, you can say, on the papers or drawing sheets, or a flat surface. It is drawn on a flat surface. So it is a definition of map. So then question arises from how much time man has been using the maps. So in previous year you have already learned that man was using maps from almost 5,000 years back, though the purposes of maps that time were different. The different purposes were like these maps were mostly used for the purpose of wars. These maps were mostly used for the purpose of wars, like people who want to have the fights. These people use to study about the areas. They used to study about the first they used to study about what type of landforms are available, how to reach there, what problems they can face, people can face. These all things they used to study first before attacking any enemy. Or we have example of Shivaji Maharaj. Whenever he was planning any attack on the enemy, he used to study first the landforms, or he used to take help of maps. This is even seen with the other kings also, rulers also. They first studied about land, such type of landforms, and they use maps. So we can say that maps are used from a number of years. Then if you see the uses of map right now, they are quite different, and as per the demand or as per the requirement, maps are made. There are various types of maps used presently, like we have physical map, then we have political maps. For military purposes also we are using, then technology is also used now. So these are quite helpful for us to know about the places. And then here in this slide, or in this picture image, you can see elevation or the height of the places. So first, elevation or height is the same one. Elevation means understanding, or if you see, there are various type of landforms, as I told you before some time, that these landforms are of different heights, and we have to count the height, we have to record the height. So for that reason, certain methods are used to know the height of the place or elevation of the place. So we can say elevation and height of the place is the same one, where there are three methods mostly used for understanding the elevation or height of the places. We'll discuss these three methods one by one. The first method is counter line method. Counter line method it is. So what is done in this method? So you can see in the first image, among these three image, that the different height places, different numbers are given rather, and a line is drawn, or line is connecting the numbers with the same height. You can see that one line is connecting all 200 numbers, then another line is connecting all 300 numbers, one more line is connecting 400 number, and one place is which having 500 number. So we can say that when the same height of places are identified and they are connected by the line, this method is known as counter line method. So in first method, what is important? Line is important, or the lines are used to show the height of the places. This method is used to show the unevenness of the landform on map. The height of the land is measured from sea level. So any place height is counted or measured from sea level. Sea level is considered as the counting point. Then next is the points of the same height are identified. Suppose which areas are having the same height, and these areas are we can say identified. Suppose there is one area which we can say, we can take example of Mumbai. Suppose Mumbai is 100 meter from the sea level. The height of Mumbai is suppose 100 meter. The height of Pune is also 100 meter from the sea level. Or the place we can say Nagpur's height is also 100 meter from the sea level. Of course, they are not the real heights what I am telling to you right now. They are just I am giving example. So these height places are we can say joined, or they are taken into one line, or we can say they can be categorized into one line because their height is same. So in the first picture also you can see, I have already told you that the same height places are counted, they are measured, and they are connected by lines. Their position is marked accurately on the map. So most of the time this type of methods are used by archaeologists and different peoples, like even architect and various people are using such type of methods, and in the past this was mostly used, and we can say it is now different techniques are used, but in past it was mostly used. You can see there is no color used here, there is no color combination, just lines are drawn. So this is, you have to remember, the locations are joined with a line. Such lines are called counter lines. Okay, so you must have understood about counter line method. Then next we have layer tinting method. Actually it is what the second method, and this method is based on the counter line method. In this method the places between counter lines are filled with the colors. So in the first method, that is contour line method, it was used here at that in the method people were using lines, but in layer tinting method or the second method different colors are used. Suppose a place is of a particular height and same type of height place is there, so these places are connected by using a same color. There is a similarity of the color. So we can say example, we can take example, suppose they want to show water bodies, so which color can we use on the map? Generally for showing water bodies blue color is used. Then the places with we can say plain areas, so plain areas are mostly joined or they are shown by using green color. As the height of the places start increasing, the color also get changed. So as far as the height increases, the same way the color also get changes, it become darker. Then it may according to landforms it may also change. So different colors are used to show different landforms. So I have given example of blue color. Then we have land. If you want to show the land higher than that, each color with a light green. The places which are with less height after sea or the water bodies, these places are marked with the green. Then next color is marked with yellow. Like this it continues. So in the picture also you can see the more than 400 height places are given different color. The places which have a height of 300 to 400, they are given different color. The places from 200 to 300, they are also given different color. So this is the second method. So in first method what is used? Line is important. Second method, colors are important. And third method is digital elevation method. In this method this is, we can say, the most modern method of showing elevation. In this method information is obtained through man-made satellites. So in digital elevation method man-made satellites are used, and information collected from the satellite is presented with the help of computers. So here computers are used to collect the information from the satellites. So the best example of this type of method is Google Map. Almost everyone knows about Google Map. In our mobile or smartphones we have Google Map, and we can find the places through digitally, we can say digitally, and we are using such type of methods whenever we are traveling, or if you want to know about the place and how to reach there. So Google Map can be one of the example of digital elevation method, where satellite images are shown in the picture 3. You can see it's looking like actual, and most of the places can be identified from the satellite. And this, even minor places or small places, sub places or large places can be identified, and they can be understood. So these are the three methods that are seen. Then I was telling you about different types of maps are like there. So we have different type of maps, like physical maps are there, which are used for military purposes. And then tourism, for tourism also maps are used. Then drawing up mountaineering routes, there also we are using maps. And then in making regional development plans, there also this method or digital method, and all methods and especially maps are used. And then we have the another important part of the lesson, that is conventional signs and symbols. So if you look at the maps, you will find certain signs and symbols on the maps. So what are those conventional signs and symbol we'll be discussing? So if you see, what are the signs? Conventional first means what? Conventional means which are easily understood all over the world. So if there is a person who is not able to read the words, he also able to find the places on map, or he is also able to read the map. For that reason, conventional signs and symbols are used on map. Okay, so conventional signs include, like suppose if you are going out of country and you want to know a direction of the place you want to take turn, or whatever information or whatever maps are there, or whatever symbol signs are there on the roads, there if you want to identify, so you should have the idea, or we should have the common type of we can say signs and symbols which can be understood all over the world. So we have designed certain signs and symbols which can be identified, understood by any person in the world. So we have conventional signs and symbols. So what is in there in conventional signs, we'll see. In conventional signs, things comes like letters. We can say different letters are there. Suppose post office is there. So a post office can be shown, or post office can be shown on the map by writing two letters like PO, post office. So these are the letters. Then we have geometrical shapes. Geometrical shapes are also used. Different shapes are used in that geometrical shape, plus, minus, and other shapes also can be used. So conventional signs include letters first thing, then geometrical shapes are included in conventional signs, and then even lines are included. Suppose there are different types of lines. For example, if you want to show a district road, a different size and different colors line is used. Then if you want to show the national highways, a different line is used on the map. You must have observed, or if you are not observe it carefully, you observe it on maps. The roads are the boundaries of the district, boundaries of the countries. They are marked with the lines, and they differ. Suppose if you want to show a state in a country, so a line can be differently used. So there are certain lines which are used in conventional signs. Then circles are there, and then triangles are there, then dots are there. So different these are the things that are seen on the whenever we are using signs. So again I repeat which things are included in sign. Here we have geometrical shapes, then lines, circles, triangle, dots, etc. are used in conventional signs. Then second is conventional symbols. So what is difference in sign and symbol is, I told you about signs. Now symbols are the miniature drawing. Miniature means small drawing, we can say. Suppose if you want to draw a bus, so if you are drawing a small picture of bus, it can be called as a miniature. So there are different things that are actually drawn. They are small, we can say, drawing of those places. Suppose if you want to show a temple on map, so how can you show the temple? So you can show temple by drawing small picture, or small image, or small picture of we can say temple. Or you same is with mosque, forts. So different symbols are used on maps. These are also, we can say, miniature drawing. So you must have understood it. In conventional signs, different geometrical shapes are used. In conventional symbols, miniature drawing is made. Then here are certain signs and symbols given, so you can see them, observe them, and understand different signs and symbols over here. Like if you see in the first box, identify the following signs and symbol and write the names of these symbols, so or boxes. So in the first picture you can see a pencil is drawn and there are two children. So this symbol is mostly used for Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, or government's educational purposes, where when government is propagating about the educational scheme, and they want to propagate that time, we can say Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. For Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan such type of symbol is used. Then we have symbol of Doordarshan, and the next one is gender equality, where girls and boys are shown and they are shown with gender equality. Then we have hospital symbol. The next symbol is where in triangle a child is shown. That this type of symbol you can see near the schools. It indicates that ahead, school is ahead, so this indicates school is ahead, so we have to decrease the speed of our vehicles. For that reason this symbol is given. Then we have the symbol of Bala Bharati, publication of book publications. So we have different signs and symbol over here. Then more examples are given downside, like PO means post office. Then harbor symbol is given. Then we have the symbol of lighthouse, that is useful for during the journey of sea journey. And then fort symbol is also given here. Then if you want to show burial ground, so in cities or villages, such type of grounds if you want to show on map, so burial ground if you want to show on the map of any city, so such type of signs and symbol can be used. Then if you want to show the international border, I was telling before some time, like if you want to show international border, different lines are drawn. Here you can see after a line there is again small dot type of line, and then again a line, again a dot type of this type of lines are used when you want to show international boundary line. Then if you want to show a battlefield, you can see age is given when the battle was fought, and then two swords are given, so this also showing battlefield. Then we have, if you want to show a railway track or railway, then you can use this symbol. Then if you want to show there is a well, so this symbol is used. Spring again can be shown by plus type of symbol. Then we have a triangulation mark. Then settlements means people, human settlements where people are living. Then grass, then contour line method is shown there. Then a lake if you want to show, you can use this type of symbol. Mines and reserve forest. Okay, then next one is, do you know about here we have the Survey of India. The Survey of India is the foremost map making institute in India. This organization, we can say institute, which is doing the maps, study of the maps, and they are making the maps. Okay, so Survey of India is the such organization which is very foremost or famous one of among the map making institutes. This was established in the year 1767. The institutes had made a large number of topographic maps. Topographic map are those maps which show the height of the places, view mountains, then plateaus, and different type of heights of places are shown. And especially in Indian subcontinent, various type of maps are drawn with the, and these are made by the Survey of India. So this is also an important institution that we should know about it. Then these maps are known world over for their accuracy, and its headquarters is at Dehradun, which is in Uttarakhand. So their symbol is also given here, Bharatiya Sarvekshan Vibhag, or the Survey of India. So the credit goes to this organization for making the map in India. Here some we can see figures are given like 100, 200, 300 numbers are given. So here we can use both the methods, like contour line method you can use. For example, if you connect all hundreds by a line, and then all 200 by a line and all 300 by a line. So this can be drawn by using contour line method, and then even layer tinting method also can be used. I hope you must have understood all these points.